Hi everyone, welcome back for another episode of Adams for the Love of Movie Picks. This time tonight, folks, we are going to be talking about the Harry Potter collection. Now, I'm pretty sure there isn't a person alive that has not heard of, if not seen or read the books of Harry Potter. But I'm bringing this one back because it's been many a year since the last one was made, and it's been many a year since I've watched it. The last movie was made in 2011. So that is 12 years ago, and it's probably been at least that long since I've watched a Harry Potter movie. I've been watching them lately. I'm on the number 6 right now. I've watched the first 5, but I get enough of the gist that I can talk about all of them because I've seen them. So this is what we're going to be talking about there, folks. So the very first Harry Potter movie, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, came out in 2001. That is 22 years ago. That is insanity to think about that. The second one, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, came out a year later in 2002. The third one, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, came out 2 years later in 2004. The fourth movie, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, came out in 2005, then a year later. Number 5, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, came out 2 years later in 2007. Then number 6, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, came out 2 years later in 2009. And then in 2010 and 2011, so it's 8 films, but it's really 7 films. They broke up the final book, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, into 2 parts. Just because I guess it would have been so long. It would have been like a 6-hour movie. So it was Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Which, like I said, 2010, 2011 to finish off the franchise. So the basis of Harry Potter, it's obviously about the title character, Harry Potter, who, as a baby, was attacked by the main bad guy in this, Lord Voldemort, or He Who Shall Not Be Named, who killed his parents, but at the same token, depending on what you believe, it was either a last-ditch spell and, act of love from his mother, or he himself also could be, have that magic within him, or it could be both. But basically he's attacked, he repels this death curse spell, and basically banishes Lord Voldemort, at least for the time being. And then you fast forward, so many years later, Harry is now, living with relatives, and basically is, starting to learn about what he is. He finds out, he comes from a magical family. He's destined to go to the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, to learn to be a wizard. There's quite a few famous actors that have come in, that have appeared in this Harry Potter franchise. You got, obviously, it launched the careers of Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, and Emma Watson as the 3 main characters. So obviously Daniel Radcliffe as Harry Potter, Rupert Grint as Ron Weasley, and Emma Watson as Hermione Granger. Now, one thing I did not realize about this, until just watching it now, is that the guy who played Dumbledore was different in the first 2 films than the remaining 6. And the reason being for that, now I personally, when you put the 2 side by side, unless you're really, this, because of the beard and the hair, and you can't see much of their face, and they look almost identical. So basically the guy Richard Harris, he died after the making of the second film. So they had to find a replacement for Dumbledore. His replacement, which you first see in the third movie, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, and therefore on for the rest of the franchise, is played by... Just trying to see if I can find him in here. There he is, Michael Gambon, who played Albus Dumbledore going forward for the rest of the franchise. You know, just looking at the third one, I mean, a lot of these characters are reprised throughout the franchise. You got Richard Griffins as Uncle Vernon, that's who takes care of Harry when he's not at the school, along with his wife, his Aunt Petunia, and his cousin Dudley Dursley. And then you've got, you know, the third one, Gary Oldman makes his first appearance as Sirius Black, who's, as it turns out, is Harry's godfather. You know, Oliver Phelps and James Phelps throughout the franchises, George and Fred Weasley, Ron's brothers, as well as Percy Weasley, another one of his brothers. Bonnie Wright is Ginny Weasley, his sister. Mark Williams as Arthur Weasley, his father. Warwick Davis is in this as a wizard. Alan Rickman is in this throughout the franchise as Professor Severus Snape. Maggie Smith is Professor Minerva McGonagall. And of course the late Robbie, well, I should say also the late Alan Rickman and the late Robbie Coltrane as Rubeus Hagrid throughout the franchise. One of the most beloved characters in all of the franchise outside of the main three. Matthew Lewis as Neville Longbottom. Tom Felton as Draco Malfoy. You know, and there's various other ones throughout the franchise that, you know, make a one movie appearance or a couple movie appearance. Probably one of the most noteworthy and one of his first roles was, I'm trying to think of his name now, my brain is going away here. He appears in the fourth one as Cedric Diggory. I was just trying to see, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Oh, Robert Pattinson, sorry. Cedric Diggory. Jason Isaacs is in this as well, throughout the franchise as Lucius Malfoy. And like I said, there's various other ones that appear through this. So, you know, it's this franchise. So the first one I told you, basically, like, I'll just read the descriptions off the back to give you a brief summary, so I'm not droning on and on about this. But, you know, the first one, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, was the very first one, showing everything about the magical world of Harry Potter. Then you got the second one, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Cars fly, trees attack, and a mysterious house elf warns Harry of great dangers as he returns for his second year. Then you Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Harry must confront soul-sucking Dementors, outsmart a werewolf, and learn the truth about the escaped Prisoner of Azkaban, Sirius Black. Then in the fourth one, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Harry must overcome a deadly dragon, fierce water demons, and an enchanted maze, only to find himself in the cruel grasp of he who shall not be named. Year 5, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. When few believe that Lord Voldemort has returned, Harry must secretly train his friends for the wizarding war ahead. Year 6, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. As Lord Voldemort tightens his grip on both Muggle and wizarding worlds, Harry and Dumbledore work to find the key to unlock Voldemort's defenses. And of course, the conclusion, Year 7, Part 1, Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows. Year 7, Part 2, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. So the Part 1 is Harry, Ron, and Hermione set out to track down and destroy the secret to Voldemort's power, the Horcruxes. On their own and on the run, the three must rely on one another more than ever, but dark forces threaten to tear them apart. And then the final one and the epic finale, the battle between the good and evil forces of the wizarding world escalate to all-out war. The stakes have never been higher and no one is safe, but it is Harry who must be called upon to make the ultimate sacrifice as he draws closer to the climactic showdown with Voldemort, and all ends here. You know, so that gives you a brief summary of what some of the movies are about, but the thing I mainly wanted to talk about and why I wanted to recommend this, even though people have seen it, like I said, you may have seen it, but maybe you're like me, you haven't seen it in a long time. I forgot how good these movies were. You know, they're great for young and old alike. They're just, you know, fun, magical, adventurous films that really draw you in from beginning to end. They have a great story to them. They're whimsical. And just, yeah, all around fun, and I highly recommend watching the Harry Potter franchise. If you somehow have not seen these, do yourself a favor and watch them. You will not be disappointed. So there we are, folks. That's all we have for tonight. Have yourselves a good week, and we'll see you next time.